Everyone, it's Coach Mo. How are you today? I have a real zinger of a topic to talk about with you today. And let me just put it to you this way. This is one of the major career missteps and misunderstandings that the women we speak to on our complimentary career clarity calls have. This is one of the main reasons why women dig themselves into the same hole and don't get out. Because your career is missing something, and it's not another degree or another certification. I am Coach Mo Fall. I am the founder and creator of America's kick-ass career workshop, where we help professional women just like you get promotions, salary increases, and land new jobs, land dream jobs, no matter what the economy is doing, no matter how many container ships are floating on the Pacific, not knowing where to dock, all without working harder, all without not playing office politics or being inauthentic. You don't have to be a version of you that isn't true to yourself. Chances are you're actually being a version that's not authentic to yourself right now, and you're not getting ahead. And that's exactly the work that I do as America's kick-ass career coach. I help you be you. And then you're powerful. If you're a professional woman who feels unfulfilled in your career, keep listening. You're in the right place. And how do I know that? Because I know that there are literally probably millions of professional women in this country and all over the globe who are not advancing to the level that they bring to the table already in their education, expertise, and experience. And if you have those three things, the three E's, the education, the expertise, and the experience in your career, and you're not feeling good, something is wrong. If you haven't advanced in your career in the last 2 years, and yes, I mean the last 2 years, if you haven't moved ahead, something is wrong. You may consider 5 years or 10 years the time you have to be in a job to get advanced, and that is not true. If you look at most successful people, they have a staircase of success, and that does not equal all of the degrees and certifications as a staircase. It equals them stepping into the ring. Stepping into the ring. And why do you not step into the ring to advance your career? Because of how you feel inside. That's why. Every single woman we've ever coached in our kick-ass career workshop, when we pointed out the next level of role that they ought to have, given what they bring to the table, it's always at least one step. Sometimes it's 2 steps higher, and they're like, oh, no, I can't do that. So we do a job description review. And we look at that job, let's say as a vice president, and we go through it, and they've got all. Sometimes they have all but 1 or 2 on the job description that we think that they're ready for. Yeah, but there's no yeah, but. All the while, we're helping them increase their inner self, their soul. And at a certain point, that inner soul and the job that they ought to be at match up. And that's how we help our ladies land their dream jobs. Let me know if you're here. Let me know if you are in your dream job, or if you're not. If you're not, you better be booking your complimentary career clarity call right now, today, because I'm going to tell you something. Your career is made only by you. You might hope for a mentor or a champion or a sponsor or an advocate. You might wait for that to happen. You might think, head down, do the work, perform, perform, perform. No, you got to step into the ring. You've got to declare the next thing that's possible for you. But here's the thing. If you're not doing it, there's something inside that is conflicting with that next level for you. Sometimes what's conflicting is that you don't think that you're able to handle that level of job. Sometimes it feels like, well, Isn't this good enough? Why do I have to keep going up? Because you want to grow. Human beings are growth engines. We want to keep growing. But if you're not growing, you feel crappy inside. You feel less than. You feel that you will be an underperformer if you step up or step into the ring. And that all comes from a sense of self that is not congruent with the truth. This is what we do in our workshop. And over the past week, we have had women landing jobs. We have had grads landing their second or their third job. Why? Because now they have the inner techniques to feel awesome, and they have the outer tools to do the right things to advance their careers. You know, the first time we have our ladies in our workshop step into a number of salary that they've never achieved before, it makes them a little fearful. It makes them a little scared. They're afraid of what? They're not really afraid of a what as much as they're operating incongruent with the inner story. So if you are pushing yourself into the ring and you're not ready, you're going to get knocked out. And you know what? Subconsciously, you know that. That's why you don't go into the ring, because you are not ready. Your soul is not congruent with all that you bring to the table. Your soul is this itty bitty, beaten down, depleted version of you. And what you bring to the table is up here. And you're like, oh no, I can't play at that level because I'm only here. The inner self gets shrunken down through decades of rejection, bosses looking at you strangely, maybe overtly being harassed, bullied, being in a toxic environment. It shrinks your soul down to a puny version. So inside, you feel small and unworthy, but outside, it's looking pretty good. How do I know this? I spent 30 plus years moving my career and advancing my career, even though I felt not quite ready, not quite there yet, but I wanted to grow. I wanted to make as much money as I could in the next role. I wanted that. I was built with a certain level of ambition and desire to grow and perform. I've been an athlete all my life. I wanted to climb the trees to the highest level when I was 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 years old. I wanted to run races faster than the boys. I wanted to throw balls fast, longer, and harder than the boys. I wanted to prove that I could perform no matter what. And here's the thing that happens, girls. At around puberty, the boys got stronger. They threw harder. They ran faster. How am I going to do this? So when I became a nurse, I wanted to be the best nurse. When I then advanced myself into management, I wanted to be the best manager. I wanted to be the best boss, the best leader. I wanted to know about business and leadership and human beings and how to thrive in this world. And then I wanted to learn from the people who were thriving. So I read books, I went to conferences. I did all of the things that a great student does, but it wasn't until I increased the vibration of my soul and my inner sense of self, which, by the way, I'm still working on. It is a lifetime adventure to build yourself up from the inside. It doesn't stop. It doesn't have an end point. You know, but the ego and the intellect are looking for that. Well, when I get here, I'll finally be happy. And that's what you've transferred into the degree or the certification that you think is necessary. Now, look, there are some jobs that require certain things. Even if they do require certain things, oftentimes you can get those jobs without those certain things if you know how to do that. We know how to do that. You don't need 100% of the credentials to get a new job. You need enough. What you do need is you feeling that you are more than enough. And this is where most women's careers fall down. Most women's careers fall down because their sense of self is smaller than what they've been performing at in the world. It is so upside down. And unfortunately, the way we're raised as women, as young girls in the world, We're taught to move aside. We're taught to serve others and to sacrifice ourselves. We're taught to do the right thing. We're not taught to move over people. We're not taught to be aggressive. We're not taught to do whatever it is that we feel is the right thing, no matter what. We're not taught that. There might be a woman here and there who was taught that. Perhaps she had some very insightful parents, or perhaps just was raised differently than 98% of the women on the planet. We talk to thousands of women every year and tens of thousands of women over the years that I've been a professional coach after exiting a very successful career myself. And I will tell you that the same things I saw in the corporate world, with women not advancing as well as men, with women not feeling they were ready, with women thinking they needed to bring more to the table to be in jobs where their male counterparts didn't even have half of what they bring to the table. And how many times I still hear this on our clarity calls. If you're ready to advance your career and do something that you've never done before, you need to talk to us. mofall.com/live clarity is what will get you that slot to talk to one of my team of experts. My career breakthrough strategists know exactly how to ask the right questions to find out what's really broken in your career right now. Why aren't you getting advanced? Why are others moving ahead and you're not? Why are you super stressed out and worried about things where everyone else doesn't really seem to be in that same situation? Let me take some water on that one. Why is it that your career is lagging behind others? The inner sense of self has not caught up to what you do on the outside world. And so you don't feel congruent and powerful about stepping into the ring. And you don't know how to stop all the external pressures coming at you without feeling like you're going to lose your job or be seen as someone who is weak. I spoke to a woman last week, and she was ready to take a backslide on her career because she was stressed out. Unfortunately, when I spoke to her, she didn't really believe enough in herself that she could actually do something different. Look, I've got hundreds and hundreds of examples of the women we've helped. And sometimes the negativity that you're living in is so brutal and is so a part of your world that you can't even imagine things being different. We've had so many clients over the past couple of weeks lately land fantastic jobs and be stunned that they were able to perform at the level that they knew in their heart and soul they were capable of, but they just didn't have the tools. We also have grads who stop doing the things that they know they need to do to keep their power going, and they realize that they've slipped back a little bit, and all they need to do is use the tools that we teach them in our 12-week kick-ass workshop. These are incredible findings because it tells me that you can do it too. You can. You do not need another degree. I mean, you may want one. It may be helpful down the road, but I will tell you this, 9 times out of 10, you're not in the career level that you deserve because you don't feel deserving. 9 times out of 10, you're not getting paid your worth because you don't feel your worth. 9 times out of 10, you're letting other people advance because you haven't spoken up or learned how to properly brag and showcase what you know how to do and what you have done. And 9 times out of 10, those people in your corporate world who actually do know how to brag and showcase, even though they don't have the degrees that you have or the experience, they're getting ahead and you're wondering why. The reason why is because they believe in themselves. And you may think, well, they have no right to believe in themselves. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, I know lots of kick-ass women who have so much to offer and their hearts are so big, but they have not learned how to advocate for themselves, how to spotlight who they are, how to speak up properly in meetings, how to showcase who they are, because inside they're not feeling that. women who have lost their jobs because they didn't speak up or they didn't see something coming. Their just head was down. I hope that's not you, but if it is, you really need to book your complimentary career clarity call so you can move in the direction of what you're capable of. mofall.com/live clarity will get you a spot on our calendar. And on that call, we're going to ask you some questions about what's going on. What right now is stopping you from moving ahead? And we're going to ask you what moving ahead would look like for you. And you might be a little bit afraid or scared or even feel that when you just talk about what you really want to do, that there's some inner critic overriding your dreams. Those inner critics can stop you from a lot. And they've been built up over time to protect you from feeling bad about yourself. Ironically, they're the exact thing that keeps you feeling bad about yourself. Defense mechanisms are really horrible. But when your psychology, when your sense of self is needing to protect itself, it will create all sorts of stories and warped sense of reality. And you'll all of a sudden start blaming everyone out there, or blaming the arrogant people that you work with, or a boss who might not be as clued in as he or she needs to be. And you're going to sort of believe your story. You're going to believe your story. And you're going to make sense of the reason why you didn't get your promotion or get moved ahead, or why you got left behind, or why you lost your job. You're going to make sense of it in a way that feels a little bit better for you. And I understand this. Look, I lost my job 6 times in my career. 6 times. I know what it's like to lose my job. I know what it's like to get passed over for a promotion. I know what it's like to not be heard in a meeting and go, I just said that 3 minutes ago and he's saying it and you think he's a genius. What? I know what that's like. That's why I do this, because I am passionate for all the women who are not getting ahead, who are getting beaten by the system because you don't know who you are. The system isn't against you. You are against you. And the quicker you realize that you have to make the shift inside in order to get ahead, the quicker you'll have exactly what it is that you want. And that's as blunt as I can say it. My clients know that this is true because they have had the courage to step into the ring after they get their soul vibing higher. If you step into the ring before you're really ready, you are going to get punched out. And then you're going to absolutely believe that you shouldn't have done that in the first place. If you go into the ring being well trained, ready for it, and you know what punches you're throwing, you're going to win. You're going to win when you're ready. And if your career isn't where you want it to be, chances are you're not ready yet, but we can help you. This is the great news. We can help you. And it's not another degree that we're going to get you. I'll be honest with you. If you need another degree or certification to get ahead, we'll tell you that. It's hardly ever the case. Now, if you want to be a doctor and you don't have MD after your name, you got some problems. If you want to be a practicing lawyer and you haven't graduated from law school or passed the bar, you got some problems. Although if you are a lawyer who's gone to law school and haven't passed the bar, there are still job opportunities out there for you. But you might feel so crappy about yourself that you're just throwing it all away. Don't let that inner gremlin dialogue, don't let your experiences of failing influence what you know to be true about yourself. You are awesome. If you're a professional woman who is not where you want to be, I know that you bring more to the table than you've been able to do. And that's what we're great at. We're great at showing you exactly what that looks like. We're great at showing you exactly who you are. Yeah. I have a woman who's an investment banker who just joined the workshop a little over a week ago. And when she went through the first lesson, the first module in our workshop, oh, I never thought about it that way. Oh, I never saw it that way. Oh, wow, that makes a whole lot of sense. That is who I am. Oh my goodness, I never realized it. Over and over, hundreds of women over the years, thousands of women. The same expression, I never realized how I was connected and disconnected to my truth. It's not a degree or certification that you're missing. It's your soul's truth. That's where your power is. That's the mighty extra ingredient that you need to advance your career. And that's exactly why we do things the way we do them. Because I realized in my career, my problem that I felt like I was climbing up a steady uphill and I could never get myself ahead. And I was talking so negatively about myself. I was blaming myself. I was shutting myself down. I was feeling bad. Was all my story. Unfortunately for me, breast cancer was the thing that opened me up to the depth of the truth. Now, some of our gals who are in our workshop have lost their job, have been passed over for promotion, but some of them are just downright sick and tired of not feeling right and excited about their job. And they think something has got to be different. Something has got to change. We have women with small kids. We have women with teenage kids. We have women who are empty nesters. We have women who don't have kids. It doesn't matter. You're programmed as a woman on this planet to think and feel certain ways. And those ways are not totally empowering for who you are. And they hold you back as a human, and they hold you back in your career. And we see this all the time. Hundreds of women a year, thousands of women who we worked with over the years. Bring your soul back to life and you will have a better career. That's exactly what we show you and teach you in what we do. In a very specific way, we're going to help you bring your soul back to life and feel better about who you are. And we're going to give you techniques to use every single day to shine that beautiful soul up and to be the most awesome version of you. If you're currently in a profession or have a professional expertise and you're not where you want to be, we can help you. We're not a job service. We're a bring your soul back to life to land your dream job. Transformational journey that we will take you on. We've got some slots available for those complimentary career clarity calls, and you can book it at mofall.com/live clarity. If you're a client of mine listening in, I want to remind you to dive into your daily ritual. I want to remind you to look around you and see how awesome your work is that you've done and the influences you've had on people. I want to remind all of us that our best self is when our soul is shiny and we are sure of ourselves, not from an ego perspective, but because we are made in the likeness and image of our Creator. How dare you do anything other than shine as brightly as possible? Don't miss another day when you're not shining, when you're not showing up as the most powerful version of you. Don't spend another day against that greatness inside of you. And don't blame an educational blip on it. Don't blame anything. Get to work on the best parts of you, and you will shine in a new way. When you change inside, the entire world reflects something different. mofall.com/live clarity. You'll talk to one of our experts and we'll see what's really going on. And if we can help you, we'll talk about that. Sometimes we can't help you. Sometimes there's other things that you need to do or other strategies or perhaps another issue that needs to be confronted before we do the work. We'll be able to tell you that once we talk to you. It's like setting up a doctor's visit if you have broken a bone. You don't just immediately go and fix the bone. You got to figure out what's the fracture, what treatment, what needs to happen. Some bones need to be opened back up and put back together. Some bones need pins and screws. Some bones don't actually need surgery at all. So we're going to help you understand how your career is broken, what's truly going on, and how to fix it. If we're the fix for it, we'll talk about that. I look forward to meeting you and helping you exceed in your career beyond your wildest dreams. And shine at your soul level beyond anything you've known, or at least that's something you haven't shined at that level for a long time. We love helping women shine brightly and change the world. And you do that by changing you. So let's be awesome this week. Show your soul, show your truth, and get into the ring. Get into the ring of your next level. But don't do it unprepared. Don't do it unprepared. Prepare yourself for that next best great move that you have for your career. We'll see you next time. This is Coach Mo Fall, America's kick-ass career coach, transformer of souls, and bringer into your dream career move. We'll see you next time. Coach Mo, mofall.com/live clarity gets things started so you can change your life forever. We'll see you next time.